This is what we have been working on for the past quite some time, actually. It's the Paris call for the two-state solution. It's our call for action as the steering committee, and it's also all the information that all of you here have been feeding into as well. Your Excellency, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic, Your Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, co-chairs of the Global Alliance for the Implementation of the Two-State Solution, global leaders. Honorable leaders, we speak to you today as Israelis and Palestinians. The living consequences of a history you now have the power to change. We are unlikely coalition. Civil society activists, business leaders, elected and government officials, security leaders, and faith leaders, united by a belief that has become an act of defiance, our shared humanity. More than a year after the October 7th attack and the Gaza war and the continuous occupation, the cries of hungry and orphaned children, the empty chairs at family tables, the echoes of shattered lives across our lands, these are beyond a political problem to be managed. They are a moral wound on the conscience of the world. At this moment, we call on you to support the emancipation of our peoples from the reality of perpetual occupation, loss, insecurity, and intergenerational trauma. It is key to forging a path out of decades. Your leadership, that of France, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the international community, is key to forging a path out of decades of entrenched pain. Your role is crucial to realizing the desire of both peoples for security, dignity, and self-determination. In pursuit of a future for our children, we call on you to champion these actions not as items on an agenda, but as moral imperatives. First, end the war. End the war, which means reviving the ceasefire and ensuring a permanent end to the violence, including the release of all hostages and unimpeded humanitarian access. We welcome regional and international leadership in the security, reconstruction, and sustainable governance of Gaza. Any post-war arrangement must restore the role of the Palestinian Authority and prevent the re-emergence of armed groups or militias operating outside state authority, preventing a return to the pre-October 7th situation. Second, realize a comprehensive political and security framework for the Middle East region, which fulfills the promise of the Arab Peace Initiative by integrating the resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the achievement of a Palestinian statehood, the end of illegal occupation, and the recognition and integration of Israel into a new regional political and security framework underwritten by the United States, Europe, and key Arab states, which rejects and prevents all forms of terrorism and political violence. Third, support the two-state solution at home. Support the two-state solution at home. Be bold in affirming that both Israelis and Palestinians have an inalienable right to a future defined by mutual recognition, self-determination, and statehood for both people. This starts with the recognition of a Palestinian statehood. and denouncing all forms of terrorism, and must also promote accountability by countering destructive policies, illegal settlements, expansion, and de facto annexation. There must be clear consequences for those who actively seek to undermine a non-violent resolution. We call for advancing a regional political framework and supporting Palestinian governance reform, institution building, and inclusive democratic leadership free from extremism, while providing security guarantees to Israel. A renewed multilateral diplomatic initiative that is both broad, involving Europe, the Arab states, and G7 partners, and deep, inclusive of civil society voices from all levels, reflecting grassroots realities in line with the 2024 G7 policy commitments, is critical to a sustainable resolution. 4, establish an international fund for peace and protect civil society. Create a large-scale international backed fund for Israeli-Palestinian peace, dedicated to empowering and scaling the work of civil society, and helping to shape constituencies in both societies ready to embrace conflict resolution. Do not allow politicization, taxation, or withholding of funding for peace-building organizations. We call on you to lead an international effort to provide explicit legal and political protection for peace activists who are harassed, delegitimized, and put their safety on the line. They are the vanguards of a peaceful future. 5th, invest in a new narrative and in rising generations, which means promoting a new political momentum in both societies. A durable peace cannot be only about treaties. It must be rooted in healing. We call on you to support the profound work of reconciliation, ensuring the inclusion of youth, women, and civil society at the heart of all efforts. We must bridge the chasms of fear with education and relentlessly combat the hate that seeks to dehumanize the other in our midst, recognizing that rising generations are the cornerstone of a future where both peoples enjoy security, dignity, mutual recognition, and self-determination in a secure neighborhood. It is at this urgent moment of profound loss that your leadership is most critical to build out of shadow of war the architecture of a new regional peace. Our histories are filled with pain, but our future is still unwritten, and you now hold the pen. We stand ready, not as subjects of your policies, but as partners in this essential mission. The world watches, and history will judge. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, could you come? We'll do a group picture with all the civil society organizations around you. If the photographers could come. Thank you. I will now invite our friends to take their seats.